Well, the United Nations Secretary General is praising a new international agreement reached in Montreal. And now Antonio Guterres is pushing for more progress. The deal was hammered out at 3 a.m. at COP15, the UN Biodiversity Summit. Now, it calls for countries to protect 30% of land and water environments by 2030. Guterres wants to see that translated into forceful action on climate change.
Today I'm announcing that I will convene a Climate Ambition Summit in September 2023. I call on every leader to step up, from governments, businesses, cities and regions, civil society and finance. They must come with new, tangible and credible climate action to accelerate the pace of change. The invitation is open, but there is a price of entry, and the price of entry is non-negotiable. Credible, serious and new climate action and nature-based solutions that will move the needle forward and respond to the urgency of the climate crisis must be presented. It will be a no-nonsense summit, no exceptions, no compromises.
And that was the moment. Negotiators reached that agreement early this morning. Nearly 200 governments from around the world signed on to the deal aimed at stopping and reversing the destruction of Earth's ecosystems. We go now to the CBC's Jayla Bernstein, who has more.
Negotiations went all night long here until early this morning around 3 in the morning. The meeting reconvened in this hall, and we saw a new proposed draft text, a global biodiversity framework proposal on the table. First up, we heard from the Democratic Republic of the Congo that raised concerns about the text agreement, saying that it had concerns around funding and that it couldn't support the draft as it stood. But then we heard from a delegate from Mexico who urged everyone in the room to agree on this text, saying the negotiation process has been long. And in fact, the delegate said tomorrow is her birthday, and what she wants for her birthday is for everyone to adopt this text. The Chinese presidency consulted, there was some murmuring in the room and some waiting, and they came back and said because they didn't hear any official objections to that text, that it was formally adopted. And with that, a new deal was inked, a new global biodiversity framework to protect nature and halt the destruction of nature over the next decade until 2030. And Canada's Environment Minister said he didn't have any issues. He thought that the way things were done was fair.
I've been in many COPs where things have moved quickly. It's not the first time, probably not the last time.
The plan includes goals like protecting 30% of lands and oceans by 2030 and also halting human-induced species extinction. Now, after one more day of meetings, the next step is for countries to go home and actually put all this into practice. Jayla Bernstein, CBC News, Montreal.